This is the Transforming Anxiety podcast with Kelly Hanlon McCormick, and today is episode number 245, Joy. Welcome to Transforming Anxiety. I'm your host, Kelly McCormick. I'm a mom to 2 boys, a wife, friend, daughter, and sister, and I'm a certified life coach, yoga teacher, and soon-to-be mindfulness meditation teacher. I'm no stranger to anxiety, and I'm here to teach you how to manage your mind and your emotions so that you too can transform anxiety into calm, peace, and whatever you want for your life. I'm so glad you're here. Hey there. Welcome in today. End of the year is really coming for us. 2023, soon to be 2024. And in the spirit of holidays, of endings and beginnings, I wanted to talk with you today about joy. Now, you could put a few different words on this one. Joy is one, happiness, pleasure, contentment, even something like steadiness, or just, how about just being okay? I love that one, actually. A deep sense of okayness. That's usually what I'm going for. Just being solidly okay. All of that to say that my intention for today is that we find some okayness, some steadiness with the spirit that gets shoved down our throats right now. But also, let's just be honest, the spirit that a lot of us are going for, which is joy and happiness. In my experience and in talking with hundreds of you over the years, I think we have a dicey relationship with joy. We crave it, we think, but we also kind of push it away. We're afraid of it. It's like we grasp onto it, and we've also been known to crush it, right? To kind of sabotage it when it comes our way. So I wanted to explore this tricky dynamic, this, yes, more joy, but also the almost compulsive and reactive nature that we have to resist joy. You with me? Does this resonate? My intention is that we look closer, that we allow ourselves a moment to pause with this emotion, with this experience, and consider our own relationship with it. Yeah? All right, we got to start with Brené Brown today. Brené Brown said this. She said this actually in a Super Soul Sunday conversation with Oprah. They were discussing her book, Daring Greatly. And she said this: when we lose our tolerance for vulnerability, joy becomes foreboding. What? When we lose our tolerance for vulnerability, joy becomes foreboding. All right, let's talk about this for a second. What does that even mean? All right, have you ever looked around and thought, man, things are good. Everyone's healthy. We're doing all right with work and school and at home. Like, we have what we need. We kind of have what we want. And then the thought almost immediately comes up. It's like, oh crap, when is it all going to go away? Or here's another example. Every time that I adopt a new pet, and I love animals, so I've done this more than a few times in my life. Every time I bring a new cat or a dog into the house, my brother used to bring fish and lizards into the house. And I had a couple guinea pigs when I was a kid. Every time I adopt a new pet, I have this moment where I look at them and I think, God, if all goes well, I will have to say goodbye to you. And meaning, like, if all goes well, I will outlive this animal. I will have to experience you dying. I fully plan to outlive all the cats and dogs I'm getting now and in the foreseeable future, right? This is what Brené is talking about. This is foreboding joy. It's like we try and beat vulnerability to the punch. We feel happy, content, at ease, joyful. And then right on the heels, we think, oh no, I'm going to lose this. See this dance, right? This back and forth with vulnerability. It's like as soon as we open up and touch into something that is amazing, we contract against it, anticipating just how painful it could be or will be if it goes wrong. So when we're skilled with vulnerability, meaning we are consistently practicing with it, we keep showing up, we keep opening ourselves up, meaning really that we are in a constant state of courage, then we have a different relationship with joy. Here's the deal. When we are willing to feel the loss or pain or humiliation or discomfort or rejection or anger or deep, deep sadness, whatever it is that comes with being vulnerable and that sense that things could go, quote unquote, wrong, when we are willing to feel that, we counterintuitively can feel more joy. You can't pick and choose where to numb. There's no cherry picking with emotions. If you numb the dark, you numb the light. If you block the bad, you block the good. Vulnerability, being willing to feel anything, means that you're open to feeling more joy. So if you lose your tolerance for vulnerability, joy becomes foreboding. All right, similarly, said a different way. This is something from Thich Nhat Hanh. There is no left side without a right side. I'm paraphrasing that. But there is no joy without pain, right? No good without bad. No happy without sad. No left without a right. I love the neutrality of that, right? How can my right hand be my right hand? Like it implies the existence of a left hand. Simple, right? Profound. So we crave joy. We chase it. This relentless pursuit of happiness. And yet, I think if we think about it, we also have to admit it's the most terrifying emotional experience out there. Joy. Because it almost always comes with that dark underbelly, right? The fear that the other shoe is about to drop, that we're going to lose it all. That if we get too comfy, we'll get hosed. So here's another way to think of it. This is from Rumi. Sorrow prepares you for joy. It violently sweeps everything out of your house so that new joy can find space to enter. It shakes the yellow leaves from the bough of your heart so that fresh green leaves can grow in their place. It pulls up the rotten roots so that new roots hidden beneath have room to grow. Whatever sorrow shakes from your heart, far better things will take their place. So, what if joy also prepares you for sorrow? Two-way street here. If it's all impermanent, and if it's all going to pass through and cycle around, then here comes more sorrow, then more joy, then more sorrow, then more joy. On and on it goes. Not only do we need a right and a left side, there's a cyclical nature to the emotions. The ups and the downs, right? The highs and the lows. More joy, more sorrow. I think of this impermanence, this cycle, when I find myself grasping onto something joyful. Like you ever hit those moments when things are just in flow, right? I feel content, happy, at ease, and I find myself tightening my grip and holding on to it, squeezing it, right? Stay here, stay with me. But there's a sense of relief in letting go, letting the joy pass, then the sorrow, then more joy, then more sorrow, and a whole bunch of emotions that aren't quite so extreme too, right? It's not all way high and way low. There's a lot of in between. Most of it's in between. And when I can remember that it's all coming and going, that it's all passing through, that there's always more, then I can relax a bit. I let loose. This isn't the only joy. This isn't the only sorrow. My kids and I have been watching Seinfeld. It's just kind of the show that we go to when we need 20 minutes of something, you know? And in one of those skits that he did before the episodes, remember that? He talked about how people are always saying you shouldn't spoil your appetite. And he's like, why? There's always another appetite coming along right behind it. So what if you spoil this one? We were joking about that. We keep bringing that up. And it's like, yeah, same with joy. Same with sorrow. There's more coming along right behind it. You don't have to grab at this moment, this experience, this emotion. There's more. It's all coming. I love that idea too, right? There's a relief in it. More of it all. It's not just this appetite. There's another one coming, right? That we can just let go a bit. All right, so joy, this complicated emotional experience, we want it, we're terrified of it, we grab onto it, we sabotage it, we feel it, we worry the other shoe is going to drop and it's all going to go away. Yeah. So if you're listening to this now and you're heading into the holiday season, this is timely, right? But also anytime if you're listening to this in the summer or whenever, because there's always little things and there's always big things that we're feeling joy about or wanting to feel joyful about. Birthdays, wins at work, events with our kids, anniversaries, trips, Fridays, just lifey things. And in order for us to feel the immensity of joy, right, the real depth and richness and thrill of joy, we have to be vulnerable and open to the pain too. I know, it sounds like a bummer, right? But more is coming. It cycles through, just like the appetites. But if you numb the dark, you numb the light. No left side without the right side. That was like a little Cliff Note version of the whole episode there in 2 sentences. 2 sentences, right? But yeah, you see? Does that feel true? Point is, here's the TLDR. It requires vulnerability. Feeling joy means being vulnerable. It means showing up and being willing to feel it all. You can't choose joy. You choose feeling. And then you get to feel the joy when it passes through. And all the other things. But if you don't feel the other things, you don't feel joy. So, for the holidays, you won't feel the joy of the day or the season or the meal or the excitement of the kids without feeling annoyed with your mom or exhausted by the whole ordeal. You won't feel the love and the connection and the amusement that you have with your partner without feeling bummed that a kid was sick or that you missed someone's party this year. It's all in there. Open up to it. And then you get more joy too. That is how the cookie crumbles, as my grandma used to say. All right, my friend, that's it for today. Please remember to rate and review the show. Be sure you're on the email list at kellyhanlonmccormick.com. And I will see you next week at the same time, same place for more transforming anxiety. And until then, please take care. Do you have someone to help you with your stress, anxiety, worry, and overwhelm? If not, I would love to be your coach. The Fierce Calm Project is my virtual coaching program where we get to go in on topics like this one, and I can help you apply these lessons to your life so that you're creating your own transformation. We do live coaching calls, guided meditations, on-demand yoga classes. We hold book club where we read books your neighborhood book club won't, and there's lots of bonus content that I've created just for you. When you're ready to take what you're learning on the podcast to a whole other level, then come on over and check out the Fierce Calm Project at kellyhanlonmccormick.com/Fierce Calm Project.